All right, I clicked
Not
go
the game.
live. Let's see what happens. Do 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 do. Man, I always feel awkward when it's like we wait for a second and like, what's going on? Oh, there it is. Okay, good. All right, we're live.
It's just like it's of silence.
Yeah, super silence. Why don't we talk about like the Will Smith thing now instead of the dead air that we had? Come on, guys. Welcome
What
to
do you want to talk about?
VGotM. Will Smith. No, I want to talk about Elden Ring, but we have to wait to get to that. Welcome to VGotM. This month we played Elden Ring, as you can clearly see from the splash page, but none of my cohorts can see that, so that's fun. You have to go to the YouTube stream to see that. But I'm joined by nearly everybody who played this month, except for Salty Dog, but I think he'll be on later. But why don't we go around and introduce ourselves and say hi to Witherbottom.
Hello.
What you drinking?
I am drinking beer and water, but not together.
What isn't
sugar and water?
Chief, congratulations, sir. We missed you this month.
Yeah, it was a busy month outside of the realms of video games, but slowly building back sleep stamina. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been good.
Me and Angry were talking the other day, and we're like, the longest we haven't seen Chief online.
It's the longest you haven't played Destiny like since it came out.
I know. It's like I was going through withdrawal, so it was funny when we came home. My wife sat down in the chair, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go play some video games." She was like, "No, you are not." It was funny. It was perfect comedic timing, as all my jokes are.
Yeah.
Just like the Will Smith slap.
Perfect timing.
Angry. Are you drinking
I
anything?
would like to say I don't appreciate that Ninja's picture is the Elden Lord there, and I'm some dumbass, dead-ass body.
Wow.
I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Ninja deserves it.
is that right?
He did play the most.
He played the most. He beat the game first.
Did you get to 100 hours?
Yeah.
Holy
Wow.
But you actually beat like the game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually
we all
like
did.
I'm like a
Except for
quarter of the
Witherbottom.
way through the second time.
Have you been playing it since earlier today?
No, I've beaten through Ranella.
I didn't know that you could actually beat the game.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was actually like an end point. I thought people just
Yeah.
wandered aimlessly killing things and dying.
Well, I mean, that's what I did.
The only one of us that didn't win was Witherbottom, who.
Let's see, Witherbottom hours played.
No, well, hold on.
64.
Hold on, whoa.
64.
64.
No.
You played more than I did.
No. Most of that was in the menu because I forgot to close the game, and it ran for like 2 days.
He got scared.
That was probably the longest.
Promise.
It was probably the longest, like the longest time between dying that you had in the game.
Oh.
And yeah, I'm here, and I guess we'll get straight into it.
Wait, you skipped Ninja.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, he kind of got an introduction because just being the 100 hours played and the Elden Lord. So
how come I'm the only one who had to tell the world what I was drinking? I feel very singled out.
Oh.
We're all on sober.
Water.
You should probably.
This is actually an intervention.
Oh, it's actually an intervention. Darn it.
I'm having some bourbon. Oh, but besides Elden Ring, did anything else happen this month?
Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Okay.
And we have a supposed woman who can't define what a woman is being confirmed as a supposed woman of color judge.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. But she can't define it because she's not a biologist.
If you say supposedly several times, does it cancel out the earlier supposed?
You mean are they like negatives?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Like, doesn't that just invalidate everything else you've just said?
I just think,
Supposedly.
Okay.
I think it should be more allegedly, since she's a judge and a lawyer. So it should be more of, she's allegedly a woman who can't allegedly define what an alleged woman is.
Supposedly, yes.
But to get a little bit serious, it's so weird to me to like defer authority to someone besides yourself on basic like facts like that. It's like, am I allowed to like know what I'm drinking if I'm not a waterologist?
Not a bourbonologist.
Yeah. It's just
And also, let's see.
Close though.
Disney went 100% woke,
Saw that.
like insane woke. Like, there's never going to be another Disney movie that's,
that
going to
doesn't
be an
feature
actual
gay
kid
people.
Disney movie that's not grooming kids to do bad things.
So they have the obligatory gay sex scene in Disney movies.
I think we'll have to
Look out, Brokeback Mountain.
So that's a little foreshadowing because we're going to have an "Is it gay?" segment, and I think Disney's going to come up on that. Like, is it gay to watch a Disney movie?
The question is just Disney. Are they gay?
It's a poor choice of words there, Jarno.
What? Why?
Wow.
What did I say?
Nothing. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh gosh.
You'll just have to watch the tape again.
No. I think another thing that happened early on, but I got really distracted with Elden Ring. So there's I guess we can go into kind of one of the sponsors. There is a computer building website called Artesian Builds, and they basically made like super high powered gaming PCs for a lot of streamers, and were becoming like they were sponsored. Like streamers would like show their like their logos and stuff like that to try and win computers. And if you showed it enough on your stream, you would get put into a raffle. And the CEO was on stream one time, and literally pulled up someone's stream name and was like, "Oh, congratulations, you won!" And then he's like, "Oh yeah, you only have like 50 followers. Yeah, it's not good enough." And like shat all over this person's stream. It's like pulled another name out of the hat. It's like, "Oh yeah, we'll send you a computer."
That's terrible.
Yeah, basically that companies could put. So if
I
anyone's
was about to
looking,
say, I just Googled them and there's no website.
there's no website anymore. It's like the fastest from like they were one of the high top end of popular ones because of all the streamers, and then it's like they're just gone. But on the plus side, he got to hang out with Amaranth, so maybe we should start a gaming PC company.
Yeah, we're gonna sell VGotM bathwater.
Yeah, the liquid cooled
Create competition.
The
and then
liquid
she'll-
cooled CPU is just Amaranth's bathwater.
Yeah, that's actually what I put in my liquid cool. You're on to me.
If it's VGotM, oh, Salty Dog, welcome, Salty Dog.
How's it going?
Good. If we did a vegan bathwater and we sold it, would we all have to get in the bathwater to sell
Together,
it?
yes.
Would it be together?
Yes. Now, that's a good Is It Gay segment.
That's a good segue.
Okay, all right.
Is it gay if we're all in a tub together? Do we have
need,
to be naked?
We need like a drum roll.
If we're making money off it,
for
then no.
Angry's like news segment. It's like,
We just need to keep our socks on.
That's it.
Right.
okay, we're gonna do Is It Gay with AngryGiraffe.
Oh, now?
Oh yeah, that's what you said was a good segue.
Oh, no. I'm fine whenever. So, this came up. But I'm
That's
good to
ready
go.
for weeks.
I'm ready to do this. I'll get in the bathtub.
I'm
This came
regretting
up because
like,
we were talking
scheduling
about,
Dragon
like-
Con with you.
What?
So I'm regretting scheduling Dragon Con with you now. Like I'm a little concerned about sharing.
Not that
a
we'll
room.
be there.
Dragon
I'm booking one king bed room.
Is it gay?
the honeymoon.
So this
suite.
came up because we were talking about. I mean, it didn't just start with this, but
basically. Did.
anyway, it eventually got there. Where is it gay if a girl wants to, put like a dildo in your butt? Like, is it the something in your butt that makes it gay, or is
Well,
it
no,
the
no, no.
what? Who's doing it?
We'll start off
Most definitely.
from the beginning, and we'll go around. We'll have to vote. Is it? Hold on,
And then there's layers.
yes.
There's
Then we'll go-
layers
then
to
we'll go
like how
into it.
close to the line can you get?
All right.
Oh,
So like, okay, so take that scenario from the beginning. We'll go around and like
Okay.
who says
So
it's gay and who's
I'll start.
Well, I
I-
think if you're wanting to walk the line of it being gay, then you're gay.
not.
That
Well,
makes
that's a
no
separate
sense.
issue. This
Yeah.
is if a
It's
girl wants to
separate.
put a dildo in your butt, is that gay?
No. It's not if the girl wants to. It's if you let the girl do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you let them doing it, that's cutting it close, and that's gay.
I
Well-
say it's gay.
All right, we got 2 gays.
Chief,
Yeah, that's a definite yes.
Oh, 3 gays. All right.
Wither bottom.
Yeah.
Did he say yes?
I don't know.
Yes, I said yes.
Oh
It's a
my
very,
God.
it was a very shy yes.
All right, Ninja.
It's only because of peer pressure.
All right, so 3.5. Ninja.
I don't know.
All right, so we
Consider
got
all the
one-
evidence.
We got 1 for the other team. I'm with you. I mean, I think.
When you-
not-
I mean, I don't think it's gay.
Like, I personally don't really want to do it, but
I mean,
like,
not that there's anything wrong with that.
not
that there's
if you
anything
want.
wrong with that.
Yeah, if you want to do it, like, who cares?
Okay. What if it's
So-
some other object?
I think
Yeah.
as
So
long as
that.
it's a woman, I could see it not
Okay.
being gay.
All right.
Yeah.
What about a transgender then?
Yeah, transgender. Top is girl, bottom is guy.
Wait, what?
Right. Well,
I mean, they're
You're talking about one person.
all guy, but you know what I mean.
They're talking about. Oh, I see what you're saying. I always thought you were talking about like a power bottom or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So if a transgender wears a strap on
Yeah,
and
is that
sticks it
gay?
in your butt, is it gay? Yes.
Well,
Well,
wait. You just no. What?
What?
If it's a transgender where like the top half looks like a girl and the bottom half still has a dick.
Yeah, but
Then-
he wouldn't
and
have to wear a strap on, would he?
That's the this is not the issue.
If anybody is putting something in my butt, it's gay. I don't care if it's a girl or a guy.
Is a colonoscopy
never
gay?
get a colonoscopy.
Yes.
That's gay.
It's the gayest of medical
Not
procedures.
that there's anything wrong with that.
It's
I've
the
had a
I mean, if you feel that way.
colonoscopy.
Oh, you just did.
It's a gateway drug to homosexuality.
Yes, that's actually it's a conspiracy by the government. Turns everyone gay at 50.
I don't know that medicine that they gave you to clean out your colon, man.
Oh,
That's
Yeah, you can buy that at the grocery store.
yeah, it's called Pedialyte.
No,
It's called Fiber One.
no.
Oh, prune juice?
yeah. It was It was,
closer, but no.
Dr. Pepper?
Yes.
Taco Bell.
No, it's magnesium citrate. It's like a
Ah.
known like constipation helper.
no, yeah. They gave me. I didn't do the liquid one. They gave me pills.
Oh,
Ninja,
what?
you just owned that
God.
dude.
Yeah, Sue
Oh.
tabs,
Well, I
what they were
wasn't
called.
watching.
I had
It
to
was
take
Invader-
24 of them in 5 hours.
Instant
Oh.
replay.
It was Invader Giza.
Yeah.
It's because he's got that big ass head.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So back to
alright,
the.
okay,
So
alright.
if it's transgender girl wearing.
Yes.
Well, no, I think
Wearing a strap
so,
on.
So I think what we need to do is because the 3.5 of us, I guess we could add Witherbottom. So the 3 of us that said it was absolutely gay for the girl to stick it in your butt. We shouldn't have to answer anymore because there's a certain we've already set our line. What we
Yeah.
need to determine is the line of.
Yeah, I don't know where
angry.
your line could be squiggly for all I know.
Your line couldn't be straight.
Yeah. You saying you have a straight line through all this?
My line's super straight. Okay.
Yeah, like my line's a Mega Super Ultron straight, like a superhero straight. Okay.
Yeah. Now
Okay.
we really are going to get copyright infringed.
We're going so fast.
This is the one that gets us in trouble.
All right.
Okay, so then
the next question is Disney gay?
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
That's a tough one.
I'm going to go with yes.
They in the past, no, but like
Which movie
nowadays,
started when they
yes.
crossed the line on the spectrum?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's not.
Did that lady just fall out of the sky?
I think it's
Yeah.
Hercules.
Hercules. How is Hercules?
That is
It was
definitely not
very
gay.
homoerotic.
No.
That is no.
No.
Is Hercules gay?
No.
Did you see the woman he was chasing?
That is a national treasure of a movie. Don't even say
Yeah.
that's gay.
Yeah, Hercules. Yeah, no.
If anything, Hades was a little feminine.
Yeah, for real.
No, Hades is don't you be hating on no James Woods now. I love me
Say
some
James-
James Woods. No homo though.
That seems kind of gay.
That
Yeah.
seems kind of.
He loves wood.
If
Not that there's
James
anything wrong with that.
Woods stuck a dildo up your butt, would that be gay?
Well, you
Have to
didn't
think
say
of
that.
I need some Hercules merch now.
All right. I need to watch that movie again. That was a good movie.
Yeah. Like, what do you make? Water bottles and flip flops?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They're just destroying my minions.
What was no I wouldn't say it's like any recent animated movies, but like their live action movies that they've been making, like those are the ones that are slipping towards the
Yeah.
gay.
Hmm.
The new Star Wars trilogy is.
Last Jedi.
Yeah. Oh, you
Yeah,
just
like
got
all
that one
those
there.
like yeah. Like they specifically put like instances where they highlight like a same sex person like hugging or kissing or specifically on purpose. And and the whole thing on like the Beauty and the Beast movie, how they were like, LeFou is gay. And we're like, okay. But it has nothing to do with the actual story.
I mean, didn't we already know that from the 80s? Like he clearly
I
was
don't know.
he was simping for Gaston the entire time.
Well, yeah, like he was like obsessed with him, but like he wasn't like in the cartoon. He wasn't like, oh my gosh, I love you. He was just like obsessed with him. Like he was his minion, you know. But anyways, I digress.
He was Gaston's mentally disabled friend.
That's right.
This culminated for those of us that didn't think the dildo was gay. And like, what if you like wore like a covering, like a dick over your dick, and so you weren't technically
Like-
touching, but
like to
then the
make it
guy was
longer?
doing it. I mean, not necessarily. It would have to be girthier just to fit over it. So like you,
Unless it was stretchy.
yeah. Well, then that's the logical next question was if if a dildo in your butt is not gay, then and where is the gay line?
Right.
Then like technically, as long as you're not touching like another dude's dick, then like it's not gay. So then like is a condom okay to not be gay?
Probably should be used.
Yeah. Well, regardless, but if you're like I only have sex with other dudes if they're wearing a condom, but I'm not gay.
No.
That does
You're
not work.
You're confusing condoms with socks. Don't do that now.
that doesn't work.
I feel like we're not getting enough input from Ninja on this.
Right? You were totally with me the other day.
I know. He's waffling now when it comes out in public.
I know. No, I'm not.
Come on, man.
I have to change my
Swap
name to
those
Gay
colors.
Giraffe.
Trap. Oh god.
I think that's another good question. Like we have 3 drafts on here, but Witherbottom, if you had a draft name, what would your draft name be?
Oh man, you can't just spring that on me. This is like a lifelong decision.
You gotta by the end of the podcast.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
You have till the end of the day.
Withered giraffe.
No, you're out.
All right. Are we done with the
Well,
is it gay, or do we want to? We still got more on there.
Oh no, I have an announcement that I'm gonna have to hop off the podcast a bit early tonight.
Okay.
But just wanted to pop in and say, even though I didn't play Elden Ring, I enjoyed watching the streams of it, and that news article that I shared about Donald Trump beating it without even dying. Like, you guys need to step up your game. All right, just saying.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, did he do it as a level 1 wretch? That's the real question.
I didn't read into it that much, but
He speed ran it.
yeah, it was
First try though.
Yeah, he beat it in like 5 hours without dying. So,
Oh, gee.
5 hours. That's not a speed run.
For your first time, it is.
Did you see? I watched a video of a guy speed running it in 18 minutes.
Wow, that's
He
crazy.
found a glitch, right? Like a teleporting glitch.
Yeah, there's some. He looked like he teabagged in a random spot that catapulted him to a different spot on the map.
Some Mario
I
speedrun.
can't believe I didn't find this.
Right? You've been teabagging the entire map. How did you miss that spot? There's a single pixel.
That's funny. Well, have fun with the podcast, guys.
All right. Thanks for stopping by, Chief.
Okay.
Yep.
See you, Chief.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess we can get to Elden Ring because I know we all want to talk about that one. But first, I think we should go for one of our also a sponsor of ours. We were happily sponsored by Ubisoft developers and Guerrilla Games developers. They were so salty about Elden Ring awesomeness that they wanted us to play it and then review it poorly.
We can't do it.
Unfortunately, we can't do it. So we're not giving the money back, but you know.
I refuse to refund anything. Of all the sponsorships we have, I'm not returning any of them.
But yeah. So let's talk about Elden Ring. First of all, I guess I'll just to start off a little bit of what because I didn't recommend it. Elden Ring is the latest game from Software. They made Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, and this was actually my first introduction into Soulsborne game. I'd never played one before. I'd seen a lot of them out in the world, but I'd never played like friends playing them and stuff like that, but I never got into them. Just never tried.
I never did either. I bought Dark Souls 3 and honestly spent more time listening to the awesome music in the menu than I did playing the game.
I played Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne all the way. They were fun. Bloodborne was like one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, Bloodborne was very good.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I just never got into it. I think now that I've played this, I understand the boss and attack style a little bit more that kind of turned me off before. But I don't know. I think it was the open world that drew me in the beginning.
It's
that
interesting.
plus peer pressure.
Yeah, you remarked several times that you really appreciated the open world as compared to the other Souls games.
Yeah. The only one I played before was Sekiro, and I didn't finish it. I made it probably 60% of the way through. And I liked that it always made me feel like I wanted to see what was around the corner next. It was a little bit of exploration, not as much as this. But I kind of liked that it was just like a hard game that it felt like an open world I wanted to go explore, but it was just challenging to go into a new spot.
This was so cheap. I'm kidding.
Hey, this sequence of boss fights still took me like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Buckle up for this footage.
It's interesting because the open world part for me was like generally open world games. I like the appeal of them when I first start, and then I get really bogged down with how much there is to do. Like if you go and you do like Far Cry or Skyrim or something like that, like you start getting a few quests and your entire map is just filled with like go here, go here, go here, go here, go here. And just it feels Assassin's Creed also felt like that. It's like it's overwhelming to me.
So who makes it was Skyrim and what was the other one?
Far Cry and Assassin's Creed.
Who makes Far Cry?
Ubisoft.
Yeah, see. I think their maps lend themselves to like do all these side quests before you do the main quest. In Skyrim, it just like you just talk to people and they just get put in your inventory and you can just scroll through and decide what you want to go do.
Yeah, which was I
like that.
Play Skyrim more than I played other open world games, but
I think this because everything was so hard in some sections. It felt like it didn't matter which way you went, there was something to do everywhere, and you were
Mhm.
rewarded for going everywhere. It wasn't like something where you go spend an hour in a cave and it doesn't give you anything. It's like
Well,
pretty much everything you did gave you something, and the more things you got, you could put them together into like a build.
I think I heard someone say that the difficulty in Elden Ring is optional. Like you can go like because it's open world, because you're not exactly gated, you can just go and farm the birds for 5 hours kind of thing. But you can go and do something else to make your character stronger and not trivialize like the last few bosses. I think were a little bit more difficult in general than the other ones, but I basically trivialized like the first half of the game by being over leveled. Like
Yeah.
it was I think I one shot Godfrey and basically
What?
one shot
What?
not Godric, whatever his name is, the one in the
How the hell?
Stormvale.
What level were you?
In Stormvale,
Usually. Oh.
that's the one, right? That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Stormvale
God-
was.
Godric. I didn't think he was that
I
hard.
don't remember. I just did it. Why do I remember?
Godric, the grafted, and then Godfrey is the dude at the end.
Godfrey, yeah, no, that one took me more. But like, there's a few bosses where it's like I watched Ninja and Angry have some issues with. I was like, I just literally just waltzed through. Whereas other ones, Fire Giant took me 45 minutes. Like of just like constant, like going in. I think Salty Dog was in there listening to me curse the entire time.
Yeah.
The best thing about this month's game, getting you to get super mad while playing.
The only time I've ever seen you mad, Jarnod.
Was this month.
Was this month?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the exploration of it was like you go and you fight somebody. It's not just the feeling of accomplishment from having beaten them. It was also you're basically guaranteed to get something pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is nice. They did a good job of making all the loot feel exciting.
Yeah. I know. Pretty much everything I got, I was pumped about it.
And then there's so much content.
Yeah, I liked how when you start, the map is really small, and then as you keep going, the map just keeps growing. Like they don't show you the scale of the game to begin with. It just keeps expanding and growing. And so like when you start, you're like, oh, this is like a tiny little map. Like I'll have this whole thing explored in no time, but then it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I thought that was a pretty cool way of doing the map system.
I think that the way it worked out was because they had like this zooming thing, like how they had it framed in the map was when
Yeah,
you like
I
open
know.
the map.
When you got the Liurnia map, you were
Mhm.
like, what?
Like it framed it, and then you get the next one. You're like, whoa, that's framed too, and then you just keep on going. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still in Florida. I think that my first like 30-40 hours in it was brilliant, awesome. Like everything about it was fantastic, and I would like probably the best experience I've had in a game since vanilla World of Warcraft.
Wow.
Yeah, 15 16 years ago. And then I got to a point where it's like, and as I usually do with games, is like I was like, I have to finish the game. Like I have to, and that was when I was like starting to get more and more frustrated. Before it was just like, okay, like if I don't beat this boss, it's not that big a deal. Like I'll get a little frustrated, but I can go and like level up. But I was like, no, I want to finish before the podcast starts. So I was feeling more stressed about finishing.
Yeah,
Well, the last few bosses were a considerable step up in difficulty too.
that's true.
It definitely in the beginning, I think one of the first times, if not the first time I turned it on, I got to the round table and I jumped down and that asshole
Yes.
like Fat Albert down there
Yes.
attacked me, and I first it took me a couple of going back before I figured out it wasn't some like real life actual douche that was like invading my game like constantly.
The best part was I was sitting at your house, like watching you do it.
Yeah. And so once I figured out it was like a game thing, then I was like, well, I'm gonna beat this guy because for some reason I googled something for like 10 seconds and thought that you got his weapons, like if you beat him. And maybe it was talking about how you can get his clothes later in the game, and I was like, oh, I want this super high level weapon like at the beginning of the game. And it took me probably an hour and a half like to beat this guy. I just had to like memorize all of his move sets, and I was so low level that it was ridiculous. But
I think that's one of the cool things too, is that if you take your time and you're patient and you like learn the moves or whatever, you can beat anything at whatever level if you're
yeah, if you're good enough.
If you're good enough. I think that's kind of a cool thing too.
Yeah, I definitely felt like once I did some leveling up, it got to either a more reasonable level of difficulty or too easy because I over leveled until the end. And then it was like, this is impossible.
Until you went blood.
Yeah.
Yep.
Once we found out about the blood build at the end, it's just the amount of damage you,
Well,
because that was what was driving me nuts. Is like, I mean, we're watching footage of we play the same kind of character, caster, and like bosses that constantly attack and are fast in a small arena don't give you any time to cast spells.
Which was like the
And-
last 3 bosses.
Yeah, is the last couple. So I think it just got the difficulty really ramped up right at the end. And then you get blood and you're just like, oh, I can attack constantly and do a boatload of damage?
Yeah. I will say about leveling, like, it made you overpowered for the first like half of the game, but like to reiterate, it like even whenever you were using the like, I guess it's not a glitch, but because it's in the game, but you know the like power leveling strategy where you just farm the same area for hours. Like by the end, you still feel super weak.
Yeah, you still are really squishy.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to say whether like that was one of those points where I was like, I feel like I should be super strong. Because I'm wearing like this super heavy armor, like I'm chunky, but it's like,
I think at the end I had a couple of really good weapons leveled up to +9 or +10, or like I think they were all special weapons, so there was only like 9 or 10 was their top level. It was that plus I was a caster and my intellect was like 70 and still was just barely doing any damage. So not only did you not have time to cast anything, it was like you definitely did not feel like you were just really taking out their health bar.
Right.
Witherbottom, you're still in the mid game. What do you think of what we're saying?
It all makes sense to me.
I agree with those guys.
Wait, how far did you make it?
I just killed Renala yesterday.
You just stood there and let that guy just hammer you.
It was like twice he perfectly timed his attacks for whenever I was.
He almost did it again.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. He always looked like he was taking a break.
The Black Knife, Tishe,
Yeah, I know.
He tanks damage like crazy.
Yeah,
Well, he's
and
also
he causes
super hard
bleed
to hit.
damage.
I mean, like look at him dodging every single move.
That's probably
He's
what
so
it is.
fast.
Yeah,
Should have gotten him instead.
Whenever you told, Ninja told me about him, and I got him, and he killed single-handedly like several bosses.
I mean, you saw the Elden Beast fight.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. He did
he
some
got
serious
the final
work.
several blows.
Yeah, well, he causes bleed damage too, so even
Yeah.
they'll lose health over time. The only problem is he's so evasive that a lot of times the boss is like, screw this guy, I'm going to attack you instead.
This is true.
It was funny.
This was one of the fights I did after I started Blood, and I just killed him instantaneously.
This fight, I still haven't beaten this one.
Yeah, I recorded this because
I know, I saw.
yeah, the title of the video is sorry, sorry, Darnod. He spent probably like I don't know.
Probably
I
30
watched
minutes.
you doing it. Yeah, he's been a while, and several good attempts trying to beat this boss, and this was like my first try, I think.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
it is interesting because one of the things noticing is like the bosses I had trouble with, like this one, where the bosses it seemed like the mages were did very, very good with. I can't believe you survived that right there.
Yeah.
Like look
Yeah,
at that
there were
health.
definitely
gamer.
definitely some bosses that were like way easier as a mage and some that were way harder.
Yeah.
Because I whenever I would watch you play and you would walk up to someone and just hit them once and you hear the bong and like I'm like, what? That takes but then you would watch us play and get so mad that we were just hiding in the back of the arena and casting stuff.
Or like what was that one in down at the did you ever beat that like worm guy who came out of the waterfall?
Oh no.
What?
I the down at the Lake of Rot, there's that
Oh, I didn't either. I forgot
tree.
about that.
No, that dude messed me up. Like I
Yeah,
think
me
I got
too.
close once, but you had to get Scarlet Rot in the beginning and then run and try and heal while he's like throwing his body all across the map.
Yeah. Horrible fight. I skipped it.
Yeah, I did too. That and that dragon in the capital city, or no, the
yeah.
Dragon Town,
Oh yes.
where you go out on that balcony. I didn't even get that guy close. Like he just owned me. He pushed me off the ledge a bunch.
I don't know if anyone's beaten him. Like I don't even know if
No
he gives
one
you
is
anything. No one. But
World's
that's
first.
But like I don't know if you're like it doesn't seem like you're kind of intended or supposed to beat him either.
I looked it up. He gives you an ancient smithing stone.
That's it?
Yeah.
Not worth.
Wow. That's worth it.
I don't know. I guess I
Plus
kind of
my-
had what ancient
plus my-
smithing stone would be to plus 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say I mean, there's not a whole lot of the like regular weapons that I use though, but I wasn't magic build.
That heavy great start was so good that I used. But I used it sparingly. But like
I watched this YouTube video of the guy doing the 18-minute speed run, and he used this Ash of War that was like a frost stomp.
yeah.
And I mean, it just melted people. And I was like, what the hell? Maybe I should have been using regular weapons with good Ashes of War this whole time.
Yeah.
I realized I didn't use any Ash of War because I used the Moonveil Katana, the staff, and that Wingaling thing.
Wingaling?
Wingaling.
Oh,
Wingaling.
yeah.
Wing-a-ling.
Not a gay Wingaling, though.
What would it take for a wingaling to be gay?
Just to go in a butt.
Does it make does it make the dildo gay if it goes in the butt?
Oh, I don't know.
See, these are the questions that keep us up at night.
What if someone like involuntarily puts your dick in another dude's butt? Are you gay?
Let me just make sure I
No.
understand you. I just want to make sure I understand.
So someone, are you asking if someone raped
So
you?
no. If someone
No, not their dick in your butt.
yeah, no. If someone forced
Like,
your,
what if you were asleep and you
That's
know
still
you're
rape.
like and
It's
got a
still
boner
rape.
and no, but it's not it's not
it's not rape.
Yes, it is.
what if you end up kind of liking it? No, but like you wake
Is
up
rape gay?
We're so getting
like you
canceled
wake
on
up
this
and
one.
there's just like some dude sitting on you and your dick is in his butt and you're like, what are you doing, dude? Stop raping me.
Are you gay
but
now?
does that make you gay?
No.
Good question.
So I had a roommate in college and
Oh
he
gosh, I don't want to hear this story.
Your story.
no, this is I mean it's like a funny but also not funny story, but
Oh, God.
I won't say who it was or anything, but
For sure. Yeah.
but
Just walked off
that was
the
such a
edge.
classic moment. So anyway, he had this girl. It wasn't
Oh,
like
this-
a girlfriend. It was
this
like
one's-
someone
this
he knew
one's
that
good.
would just
This
like
one's
come
good.
hang out at our apartment.
This one's good.
And
This was on Monday.
What?
Yeah, Ninja jumps, turns around, and we watch Angry miss. Sorry.
Yeah. So
New to roommate.
yeah, so he knew this girl who would come hang out at our apartment sometime, and she didn't show up for a while. And so I said, "Hey, like, how is so and so? Is everything okay? Like, or whatever? She hasn't been here." And he was like, "Oh yeah, like she had to, go to like a psychiatric place or something like that." And I was like, "Oh, why?" And he goes, "Well, she got raped." And I said, "Oh my God, like that's terrible. Like, what happened?" And he was like, "Well, this guy." He was like, "Well," I remember
Great.
laughing at this clip too. We all became lamps and immediately started twirling against each other.
This was where
commentary
the
was like,
this is
turned
where the
sexual real quick.
this is
Is this gay?
yeah, this is when it started. It's like, is this gay?
That was probably how this segment started. Um, so- can't forget the story because of the clips. This is gonna be
Oh,
like
God.
10 minutes.
This
too.
is
literally an
this is
8-minute
10
clip.
minutes long.
Oh no.
You were just doing this for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we were talking.
Um,
Anyway, roommate in college.
So anyway, yeah, he said that she got raped, and I said that's terrible. What happened? And he goes, "Well, it wasn't really rape." And I was like, "Well, how is it just like not like it either is or it isn't?" And he's like, "Well, she was like making out with this guy, and he wanted to do more, and she didn't, so he like forced her." And I was like, "That's rape."
Yeah.
And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Dude, how many people have you raped?" Like,
Oh God. Oh God.
Great. We're so
He
getting
was just
canceled
dumb.
for this episode.
We're done. This is it.
It's okay. We'll just play Elden Ring all day instead.
Joke's
In
on
jail.
you. We have this new podcast channel called VGotM.
Computer game of the month.
Yeah. C got him. We'll just go through the alphabet.
Oh man. So here's a question, because I saw a lot of this on like social media and Reddit and stuff. It's like there's a lot of game devs that really don't like Elden Ring. Like a lot of them publicly on their social media accounts be like, I went and installed Elden Ring and I tried it, and like the user experience is terrible, and it's a horrible
I kept
game.
hearing stuff about the PC user experience not being great, and I'm like, I did fine.
Well, you also got like a supercomputer.
Well, but I assume it would run on other computers. I will say my old one before I got this one, all the trees were just like glitching out.
How's
I
the
had
weather?
lots of visual glitches. I think I put a couple pictures when I first started, but there was like black bars across the screen
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time. There, like at one point, it was like the entire screen was just pitch black, and then like flashes of light would come and like would light it for a second.
That was
But
the
like
Elden Ring.
changing my resolution and the quality of my visual settings, eventually I got to a good spot where it didn't do that as much, but like still every once in a while, like the other day I was playing and Jarnod was on and my horse was invisible, so I was just like floating through the air with my legs like just
What
like,
GPU do you have?
oh gosh, it's like a
Did you have the one that we
10 no, it's
is it the one that I
Oh,
helped you put together?
this was no, I rebuilt a couple years
Okay.
ago, but I didn't like do a super awesome build. So I think I have like a 1040 or a 1060. I don't remember.
I had a 1070 in my laptop, and it could barely
Okay.
run it
I think I have a 1060.
because I didn't get black bars, but I got glitching.
I
I mean, I will say, like, if I looked at the utilization, I don't know if it's good or bad, but like I just bought a new one, and I have a 3080 Ti, and the
Oh.
GPU utilization was like almost 100% when the game was on.
So Angry just bought like a really nice computer, so please subscribe and donate and all that, because he needs to
Yeah.
pay off his credit cards now.
Yeah.
Smash that like button. Wait.
I
Wait. Go ahead. You were saying
Just-
about the
that
just
PC.
like
walked
button
in and
the
I was
same
like,
figure time attacking
please
this box."
give me a computer.
But it's like I don't understand. So in my mind, if you see a game be successful, right? Which Elden Ring, I think it sold 12 million copies in its first month. You see a game be successful and you have it nearly universally acclaimed by its player base, by everyone who's jumped in and played it.
But this is still going.
Only like 5 more minutes.
I love that you put the whole thing in here.
I thought this would be a good time to, like, you know, was a musical interlude or something.
Yeah.
Halftime show.
The most impressive thing about this to me is that you didn't miss a single beat.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I got gamer fingers.
If you stick gamer fingers up someone's butt, is it gay?
Just the fingers. You don't want to know how that happened.
Gamer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Haha.
Got him.
Hashtag
You got
gamer. But like in my mind is like you see something successful like this and you're going like, oh, what are we doing wrong or differently that like what's the reason for like why this is so popular? Instead of being like shitting all over it, like literally shitting all over it. I've seen countless developers do that. And I'm like, no wonder I don't like any of the games that have come out in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
AAA games. AAA games.
Seriously.
Yep.
It's like the government taking everybody's money. And then I saw an article the other day that said, well, if you make under $300,000, you should just, eat out less. Like, badass. And you're like, really? This is the line you're going to choose to say, why don't you peasants be grateful? Like, unless you be grateful, you can still eat out at all. You're just wanting to eat out too much if you make more than like 95% of the population.
I feel like if anybody else had made this game, the first like section, like Limgrave, would have been like the game, and then everything else would have been DLC that you had to pay like $60.
Yes, oh my god, it
100%.
totally would have been like a Giants area DLC. God, I didn't even think about that. I'm mad, like preemptively.
And like no,
So, like-
it wouldn't be the Giants area. It would be the whatever Millennia's like castle area, the Hellig Tree, like that area would have been completely.
No, they would have staged this. The first section would have been through Stormvale, and they would have said, "Here's the game," and then but buy the season pass, and we'll do stage DLCs over the next couple of months where you get Liurnia, and then you get the
So
capital or
dumb.
Altus
Yeah.
Plateau, and
Yeah, so I'm really excited, or I'm happy that this is like a massive and very complete game just from
Oh, man.
release. I think
Yes.
that's awesome. I don't think you see that very
Yeah.
much anymore.
No, this is if like I want to learn Japanese, so I can go and like be like, hey, hire me.
and say thank you. We hope you make many, many more games.
Itakimasu.
I didn't know you speak Japanese.
As long as you bow when you say it, that's all that matters.
You right. Our
I'm
didn't
taking a
ring.
break.
Those thighs have to be burning.
Yeah. All right, let's do another set.
I think this is whenever we realized and all started laughing.
You were like, you're just sitting there pillaging that corpse.
Oh, this was when Ninja was helping me out, and
Oh,
then we got
no.
invaded, and then someone came to help us with the invasion, and he beat us 1v3.
Glad you included this.
I know.
Just wanna embarrass us in front of the world.
We were doing good, and then our stupid hunter like aggroed.
Oh, that's right. I think
the
he was
angry dude.
lagging, and I got
Oh! There you go.
Oof,
Nice hit.
nice, good hit.
What weapon is that dude using?
That
It's
dude,
twin blades infused with lightning.
How do you infuse it with lightning? See, there's
lightning
whole
grease.
aspects of this game that I don't even know.
right? Why are you attacking the crabs?
I'm not. The crabs are
This
jumping into
dude
my
has not
attack.
stopped moving.
This is what
You
I
guys
should have
almost
done.
got him.
And then he healed. And then our hunter comes in. And he's like, I know. I'm going to help. And he charges him. And then the guy runs away. And we're like, yes, we've got him on the run. Unbeknownst to us, there is a giant anchor
Yeah.
enemy back here.
I didn't know those things could suck you into their skirt until this fight.
And suddenly I see a giant anchor dude come out and hit both our hunter and the invader. And then our hunter dies.
Hey, he got owned.
Yes.
Man, I was hitting this guy with everything I had, and he was taking no damage.
I don't know if you can see him in the back, but the anchor dude's lurking. He's waiting.
Oh,
for
He's
his
coming.
opportunity.
Oh, he's coming.
And then we're like, oh shit,
He's lurking with intent.
he's coming. And then I didn't protect Ninja.
Oh,
Oh.
God.
Yeah, he like one-shot me.
I always gotta protect the caster.
I figured with his like little jellyfish shield, he'll be okay.
Oh, yeah, you're boned. Not in the gay way, though.
So close.
Well, he
I
had
know.
on a
I
big
know
shield.
how this ends, but I'm still cheering for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, he had on a condom. This guy's thinking about taking off the condom, though. Oh, that was close. I probably would have gotten killed by that other guy just to show this guy that he couldn't kill me.
Man. And then in the
There
end,
you go.
He still couldn't do it.
And then
Oh,
he
yeah.
teabagged.
I have respect for him.
Yeah, of course. No, this was.
I was bagging people in a single player game.
Yeah. Oh,
I
did
see
the
you
whole lot.
couldn't figure this fight out either.
No. I was like,
I just
screw
saw a
this.
bunch of ladies laying on the floor, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, no, this was like I had been trying this boss for like an hour already, and then Jarnod gets on and first try.
Yep, that's it. That's what this was.
Wait, you killed this one first try?
Yeah.
I was
This one
so
took
mad.
me a little bit.
But that's what was nice. Like we were saying earlier, is like
Yeah. It was definitely an
fun
anti-casty one.
bosses were like easier for some classes than others.
Yeah.
And then
I
as a class that like didn't do well in that fight, you had to figure out another way. Unless it was like the last few fights. and
I
there wasn't a
still
way.
couldn't figure it out. I was like, what am
the
I
last
supposed to
few,
do?
Right
I'm,
there.
I'm convinced that the class that like probably is
Oh,
most
right.
universal through the game is dexterity.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I
I
think
don't-
you attack so fast that like you'll always get some hits in. Because staggering bosses is cool and really effective, but it's not necessary.
I was like, bring
I think
out
that-
the
that was
skeletal
something that was-
militiamen.
Hey, Ninja, did they have? I didn't play Dark Souls enough, but did they have that ability to like break people's posture and critical hit them in Dark Souls?
I don't.
there in Dark Souls
I mean,
2,
there
I
was
know
parrying.
in
but-
Dark Souls 2 you could backstab people.
Well,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
not
That's
backstab,
all
but like
it
while you're fighting
I
them.
don't remember. I never used shields in Dark Souls 3, which would have been the way that you would have lost, but not like.
Well, no. I mean, like
Not
if
like
you
this.
hit someone enough, did the bosses ever stagger like that?
Oh yeah, that's always been in the Souls games.
Okay. I was
Okay.
going to say, because that was such a key part of Sekiro, was it was all about like posture. Like you could block, unlimited and it didn't take away your health, but it took away essentially your stamina or your posture. And once your posture was broken, then they could critical hit you. But if you learned to parry and you attacked the boss and they were defending, you could wear down their posture. And I thought that was like maybe a little bit less of a role in this. Like to kill a boss, it wasn't like almost mandatory that you stagger them once or twice and do your damage. Then, like some of them had more backstab damage than others.
He's
But-
walking right by the boss.
This is why we need to record everything.
That's true.
Just to show how horrible we are. I find it was fun to go back and like watch your footage from like when I first started, and then watch footage of like when I was like playing at the end.
I
Like,
was gonna say Ninja's clips of him dodging everything. You're way better at dodging than I am.
Oh, well, those were like after I'd beaten the game.
Jarnod is just like, I don't give a shit. I'm just running around. I'll dodge every now and then, but I'm wearing heavy armor.
yep. I think my poise at the end was like 70.
Mine was like 15.
I think mine was like 3 for the majority of the game.
Oh my god, you're doing so much damage per swing.
Seriously.
Oh my, what? That took me like 3 times of hitting her before I broke
Yep.
her out of that phase. Like I had to do that whole run around with the book bitches like 3 separate
Bitches.
times.
Oh man. Oh, there we go. Oh, I was like, what happened? Forgot that. So I had a weird thing happen to me while I was playing. So like I'm playing, I'm trying to get through the game, and I'm doing this, and I somehow like forgot that there were phases for bosses, and so like for Millennia and Malekith and Radagon. Was it Radagon or Radicon? The last guy.
Oh yeah.
The very
Each-
last guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
each-
yeah, that was funny when you beat the first phase of that. You're like, I did it, and I was like, oh really? And then you're like, oh shit, there's a second phase.
Yeah. It happened like
that's a
3
whole new
times
boss fight.
in a row. I was like, I hate this. Like, oh, Godfrey was all Godfrey, the
Godric, the first one.
No, the other one. I mean, they all had different phases, but I forgot.
Yeah, Godfrey was the one right before the final boss.
With the lion guy, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lion.
Chiralu or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, Godric was the first one where I was like, oh crap, like I didn't know there's a second phase because I had a friend helping me who's not in the podcast, and like we got there and he was doing most of the work, but I was running around casting stuff and I was like, oh, we find or no, this was on before I did a caster. I was like, oh, we finally got down close, and then he started his second phase and just started blasting fire everywhere, and I was like, oh crap.
I think I already had this weapon when I did Godric. So I was like, I just went through. Also, the skeletal militiamen I thought were a very underrated, like early game ashes.
Yeah, and they really seem to serve you well. You
Because
said they're particularly good because
The
they
marionettes got
resurrect.
me through most of the game.
the skeletal ones were because they respawned, and I would go get
Yeah.
aggro from the boss, run around, and they would respawn, and they would come in, and it's like basically give me relief.
Did you kill one of these dudes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it took me literally all of my magic refiller potions
He was
to
a
kill
pain.
one.
Yeah, he was a pain.
So this brings me to, it's probably honestly like my only complaint about the game. It's not even a complaint, it's just like a design preference, I would say, is I kind of loved and hated that like these big challenging enemies in the open world. I know they can't give you like a significant item for every single thing in the game, but there were some really cool enemies that I felt like were good opportunities to fight them, but you can skip them. You know, and even if you do fight them and you move on and you die to a lesser person, something stupid, like 10 feet away, they respawn.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like the world felt super diverse, which I appreciated. But I don't know, sometimes it felt like riding around. Like I wished that I had more of an incentive to try and fight some of these people in the wild. Like you know, like the dragons. Like once you learned about the churches of dragon communion or whatever and dragon spells, you're like, oh, I need to collect some dragon hearts to buy this stuff. It gave you something instead of like you'll kill one of these guys and you get like a piece of rope or something.
Mushroom.
Yeah.
Always mushroom.
Always. Why is it always mushroom?
That was a critique by like mentioned by Donkey, video game Donkey.
Yeah.
Where he was like, they're random bosses that have like 3 or 4 times, or mobs that have 3 or 4 times as much health as everyone else.
Uh-huh.
I think we ended. Wow.
What?
Or well, I guess we'll go into bring it the splash screen. Oh boy.
Oh goodness! Restart the footage. Play it back.
Restart.
Play it backwards.
I thought I had like an hour and 45 minutes. I must have messed something up.
Oh, well. What?
And he was just like, there are certain mobs, like the bird, for example, gives you like 11,000 runes per kill, and
Yeah,
other ones like, and that one's okay, but there are other things that give you like 5,000 runes for a kill and it takes like 2 swings, and other ones give you, 5,000 runes per kill and it takes you 30 minutes. It's just there is a sense of like, but at the same time,
Well, like
like,
those birds in the Mogwin Palace area that you go farm for XP. If you go down and try and fight them, I never actually killed one. Like, because I mean, they're aggressive. They're like
they're
really
painful. Yeah,
tough,
they're
hard
hard.
enemies.
Yeah.
But there's never any reason to go fight those birds. And so I think sometimes there's maybe like some missed opportunities of some fights that would be really cool that you don't have to do.
Well, the question is actually, do we know that there's no reason to fight them?
Right.
Yeah, I guess you don't.
And
But
so
I think I found it the most frustrating when you would like uh I think I thought it for the first time and is one of the last sites of grace before Godric in Stormvale when you run through and there's like 50 dudes all aiming at a door.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And you go through there and you find out like you try to fight your way through and die and then eventually you just get frustrated and just run and you find out that the next site of grace is right there. But I think I found it the most frustrating whenever um in something like that where you're trying to run through a couple of enemies before you get to a boss. I sometimes got frustrated that I had to spawn at a site of grace and run for a minute or something like that to get to where the boss is, and there were the same enemies that I either had to dodge or kill every time.
well yeah, and then they have the enemies that like hit you through the
Yeah. Well,
the,
that's why
mist.
it got
That's why it
frustrating when
really
you think
irritated.
I already cleared this area. Just let me go through the pain of clearing it and then come back and fight the boss.
Right.
I kind of liked the area before Malekith where there's that tree sentinel there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just like, fine. I'm just after watching you get hit 8 times through the veil, tree
Oh
sentinel. I
man,
was like, I'm just gonna kill the tree sentinel before I even attempt the boss.
that tree sentinel was a pain,
I ran past it every time.
and you
Oh,
never
really?
got hit.
Nope.
Somehow he still hit me. I don't know why.
I'm a nimble wizard.
I was not that nimble. Although I did have a couple of times when I was like, man, I am getting so frustrated at this. And I would go in and be looking at my inventory, seeing if I could change something, and it turns out I had a heavy load.
So I had to take care of that before I could get
So I
back
had
in the
to
game.
I had to release my heavy load
Is that gay?
to unburden myself. To have a heavy load?
I mean,
So
oh,
so I think one of the reasons why that this game reminded me a lot of vanilla World of Warcraft is while there's a significant amount of information on their like wiki and stuff like that. I don't think it's like an official wiki at all, but there's a significant amount of information on there. Um, like each other talking about what we have done was so much fun. Be like, oh, I found this weapon,
yeah.
and I found
Oh,
this,
yeah.
and you explored this area, or like there are friends of mine who still haven't beaten the game, and like we are still talking about like how to fight this boss and what to do, and like, oh man, this boss gave me a huge amount of trouble. This is what I had to do, and it's like there's a communal aspect of trying to figure out this puzzle game loop together that most games don't have because they're so scared about people like leaving the screen for 30 seconds to go look something up.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, we have to tell you everything.
Yeah, I really liked the
Ubisoft.
all figuring stuff out. And I liked the part of the game that made you talk about it was one, how challenging it was, but two, like some of the items, you'd pick up uh on the way to somewhere else. Like whenever you're going through and he tells you to go soak that cloth in maiden's blood,
Right?
I was like, what?
Yeah.
But but then I looked up like where the hell are you supposed to go, and I don't know how these people find it. You just
Yeah.
have to systematically explore everything
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think
and then put it together.
Well, and
it's
like,
like
oh, go ahead.
it's like a community effort. I think
Mhm.
like part
Yeah,
of
I
what
like that
the game
there's
is
random
that
things to discover, but it
yeah.
takes a bunch of discussion and oh, this is over here, this is over here. It's so dense. There's lots of things, but there's not just one quest line. There's a lot of different things that connect in weird ways that aren't tied to a specific area of the map. It's not like you go to the Blood Palace to get all the blood gear of the game.
Well, like what was that trinket that you had or whatever it was, Ninja, in your inventory? Like, this helped me prevent the Malekith fight from happening. Like
Oh,
something.
I found that well after I actually did the Malekith fight. That was like after I'd beaten the game. I found in
Yeah,
my inventory, just a key item that I had picked up somewhere and didn't realize, and it was like, oh, it'll like keep you from getting cursed by Malekith's sword or
which is
something.
crazy and
Yeah,
awesome.
which was like what made that fight hard. But
And
also on that note, like part of what makes it so interesting is like they hide stuff like that. Not only like random item uses that are cool, but like the story is hidden in the items and the descriptions and the
mm,
dialogue of all these characters. And like your first pass through, you're like, oh, this seems pretty insignificant. But it's like that's how people piece together the story.
Yeah.
well,
I
it's
definitely, I think it was very vague until somewhere around like Renala and Radon, or not Radon. Yeah, Radon.
I,
That's the big dude on the little horse, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was somewhere around. I beat both of them in a very small time frame. Is about when I finished Raya Lucaria and did the Radon stuff, and I think that was the first point where I started to be like, oh, some of the stuff that these people are talking about kind of makes sense,
I don't know.
and get a little bit of the story.
I
I
watched
did
it.
not know why you burned down the tree, though. I have no idea if the fingers are good or bad.
I watched like a 40-minute YouTube video explaining the lore, and I'm more confused now than I was when I started.
The Vati video.
Which one?
Well, there's a guy who's like famous for having all the lore of the Souls games on his
Oh,
YouTube
maybe it
channel.
is him.
Vati video.
I don't remember.
I
It just
watched like
popped up.
every video of his on Bloodborne back whenever I was playing that a lot.
But like the idea, like that item that you mentioned that you had in your inventory, Ninja, wasn't mentioned on the Wikipedia at all. When I looked up
What?
Malekith's fight, like no one talked about it,
Maybe you're the only one that's found it.
and it's just like
Well, I'll
which,
get to him soon enough.
which is a really cool. I think a really cool thing is like there's so much content to do, and I really enjoyed because while we were playing, for listeners, we all basically streamed, like Discord to each other the entire time, so we could watch each other play while we were playing by ourselves.
Yeah.
If you join our podcast, you can stream too.
Anytime someone was facing a boss, we'd all like stop what we were doing to watch.
Yeah, and
fun.
it was almost like a LAN party, but also like learning from what other people were doing. And to me, it was, I don't think I felt like a sense of community in a single player game. Maybe since like Halo, when I was playing couch co-op with my brothers back in
I
2000.
say, I think I enjoyed, the playing together in a single player game sometimes more than I enjoyed like actually playing together in a multiplayer game.
Right?
Because you weren't critiquing all my factories.
Oh my god. You were definitely the critiquer.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
the whole month you just followed me around.
I
You were
was a
like,
Every
noodler.
time
I was
I
a
put
noodler.
like a machine somewhere, you're like, no, not there.
your ideas are horrible.
Well, that was what you would berate me into doing what you wanted, and I would tell you why that was stupid.
It worked.
And we came out with great products. And Witherbottom just messed everything up.
Yep.
That was a fun month too.
We're still
We've-
bitter about that.
We've had a good 2022 for games so far for
That's
VGotM.
true.
Like
That is very true.
Deep Rock Galactic to Satisfactory to Elden Ring. So
Wow. Well, we got to keep it going.
yeah, don't fuck it up.
I feel like we really need to take some time, like, voting.
You know what we should do is sometime we should play like the worst rated game on Steam.
Oh,
It's going to be
It
a
could be
porn
like
game.
it could be. It's like,
I mean,
reviews are
Okay,
like,
is
not
it
enough
gay
boob.
if we all stream playing a porn game, but only do straight stuff in it?
and then talk about it on the podcast afterwards.
Yeah.
That's when it turns into a circle jerk.
Well, did we stream our faces while we're watching too?
No.
What was our idea the other day? A boner camera?
Yes.
What?
Right.
Where you
I was
put?
not there for this.
Yes, you were. I don't remember the context of this.
No, it
We
was
were saying
it
if-
was the idea of playing like some sort of porn game on Steam, and it was you had a boner cam to see when someone was turned on.
Like the game reacts in real time to your arousal level.
Right.
You'd have to put like a face cam and a cam like under your desk.
No one.
Don't
no
lie,
one
it's
else,
a great
no one-
idea.
no one
Come to
else likes
VGotM
this.
to get all your streaming ideas.
Nobody has anything to say about this.
No, it sounds like you're gonna do your own thing. Seems like you got it all planned out. I think you should just go for it.
I love how like Salty Dog hasn't said anything for like 30 minutes. And if we
What?
bring up boner cam, he's like, "What?"
That's what I'm interested in. Who told you about my idea?
Who was it who like was talking about raising the garage door so that their dogs wouldn't bark?
Oh yeah, that was,
This month?
that's right. I don't remember what's his name. But yeah, he was saying like he had to go and raise the garage door so his dogs wouldn't bark at guests coming over.
Did say that. Oh, yeah, I remember. That was one of the guys that joined just that one night.
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta go raise the garage door so the dogs don't bark.
He's like, oh, my cousin's here. I gotta go raise the garage door so they don't bark. And then like 5 seconds went by, and Jarnad was like, "What?" Oh man.
So, would you put like where would you rank Elden? So, I'll put it this way: Elden Ring to me, I think has made it into the top 5 games I've played ever.
I have to think.
Ever.
Wow.
I would have there's a couple other ones I don't know what it pushed out, but it's one of my favorite games I've ever played.
Yeah, I think that too.
And
I was gonna say I don't know. I don't know a number to say like top 5 or something, but I would rank it as one of my favorite games I've ever played.
I'll put it this way. For me, I think it's like, every now and then you get a game where you just like can't stop thinking about it all the time. Like
Yeah.
I'd be going about my regular day-to-day life and just thinking about Elden Ring and the next weapon I wanted to get and build I wanted to try and stuff like that.
I think once I got into it, you start like wanting to watch YouTube videos about it.
Mhm.
I would play for a couple of hours and start to feel like, man, I should take a break and like go outside.
What?
Can't say outside on a podcast.
Not that we have outside near us.
Yeah.
Not that we know what outdoors are.
Um, but yeah, I'd start, thinking I need to take a break, and I would step away to, have a snack or think, oh, I'm going to go watch TV or something like that. And I'd just be sitting there watching a show thinking about like, man, I want to play Elden Ring.
I think it's also like the quickest I've pumped hours into a game since we
Yeah.
started VGotM.
Hmm.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
I only played for half of this month and got over 100 hours.
I was about to say, I have significantly less free time than you, and I got 64 hours
What did I get?
in 1 month.
I also have significantly less. I got
Not
63.
not to say
Not
it's
that you have a lot of free time.
Yeah, 63. And that's like I I have 2 kids, full-time job. Like this was basically I spent roughly 2 hours a day playing on average. And that-
I
that
would
has to
definitely
happen.
go.
What's
Yeah,
That
how
up?
math
many?
checks out.
Yeah, how many Selfie?
I have 11 hours.
You got to pump those numbers up.
Yeah, have you beaten the giant yet? Have you killed
No,
any enemy?
Well, yeah,
Just
you know,
leave it on
the-
overnight.
Swing.
The knights on the way to the first boss, I got
Are
them.
you are you
taken
still
care of.
maidenless?
Yeah.
I love the Maidenless meme. That's so good. Yeah,
Man.
great game.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple of like weekend days. Like if I didn't have anything to do, I think in one day I played like 8 or 9 hours. And
Mhm.
I have not played a game for like 8 or 9 hours straight in years.
Yep.
Oh, don't say yep. You do it like every day.
I was just agreeing with the sentiment.
You're like, I don't want to play.
I can't.
but
I can't play a game for 8 hours, except for this game. But you know,
I
Yeah.
mean, I'll do Destiny for a long time if you're in a raid and you're just kind of like, but it's more like hanging out with people than it is playing something at that point.
yeah.
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 But I had a moment of once or twice in the month where I was like, oh, like I haven't eaten anything.
That was a thing when back when I was in college and stuff, when I was playing World of Warcraft. I was like, I went on basically the World of Warcraft diet, and I would eat
Eatos every 8 hours.
eat Taco Bell at 4 o'clock in the morning. Basically, that's it. That's all I would eat all day. Like, not even the good Taco Bells, like the dollar menu.
That's like everything.
That's
There's some nicer
Yeah,
Taco
those-
Bell stuff.
Those memes that said you can still get $2.50 for gas at Taco Bell.
Miss
Wow.
Trump.
Trump is going to be on our podcast next month.
Yeah. Yeah.
imagine.
I will. I'll be there.
Elden
It'll be
Ring
the
was
best
a huge
podcast.
game.
It was a huge game. I beat it first try. A lot of you couldn't beat it first try.
A
I
lot
don't
of
mean-
people couldn't beat it.
I don't mean to brag.
I
I
think
don't mean
they're
to
all
brag.
losers.
Other people couldn't beat it. You know, I could. You know,
They all couldn't beat it. They're all maidenless.
Some people say
Oh,
that Elden
maidens.
Ring is hard. Not me. But some people say that. Say that this is the greatest accomplishment in video game history. But not me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
some people say no one's done more for video games than me.
or podcasts.
What did he say that no one had done more except maybe Abraham Lincoln,
Oh.
Yeah. That
like
was,
for black people?
yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'd probably not go that far.
Let's not go crazy now.
We
Let's
always
not get nuts here.
So we always had the question, like, because people are usually playing Destiny or something like that, but what games have you... Well, we always ask, what games have you been playing while, during this month instead of Elden Ring? But I think the better question is, what games did you forget about while playing Elden Ring this month?
Destiny.
Yeah, that's what me and Angry were talking
Wait,
just
what's
earlier
the
today
question?
about that.
What
What
games
games
did you forget about?
Salty Dog has not forgot about any. He gets on every night and plays War Thunder.
What is War
Man,
Thunder?
that's my game.
Is that like Warframe?
No. It's like
Kind of, except
tanks.
instead of frame, it's thunder.
Oh, so it's like...
It's like tanks and shit, and you matchmake like Call of Duty.
What?
Yeah.
It's
Like-
Tank of Duty.
It's like
Tank of
armored
Duty.
warfare. Tanks of duty. That's right.
Is that gay?
Yeah, I think when I got my new PC, I downloaded Destiny and I downloaded Elden Ring, and I played them both for like 2 days in the month, and then switched to 100% Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And I downloaded, a couple other games, because I have like a ton of storage now, and I have not opened a single one this month other than Elden Ring.
All
I
right.
don't think I opened another game from the time I started Elden Ring to the time I beat it.
I have to confess, because Ninja got a screenshot of it, that I opened Destiny at one point this
Oh
month.
yeah, that's true.
I did it for about 30 seconds.
I caught you.
He
I was
caught
waiting.
me.
I've been waiting every day.
Yeah, for me it was, I basically didn't do anything except for Elden Ring. Tweeted about Elden Ring, Truth Socialed about Elden Ring. You know, good times. Any last thoughts by anybody for Elden Ring? Otherwise, we'll go to voting.
I don't know. I think we've
Vote?
said it all.
All right.
Great game.
Yeah,
Go play it.
Yeah, very good.
highly recommended. One of the best games I've ever played. Well worth the $60 it costs. I don't remember. Yeah. All right, let's go into voting.
Yeah, didn't we about the worth the cost? Didn't we have a scale a while back that Ninja said that was
Yeah.
Dollars to hours or
Hours.
something?
dollars
like
to hours? This is
Does not
definitely
count. Does not.
hours exceeded dollars.
Hours exceeded
Yeah.
dollars, but it's still even worth more than that. Like there are games I paid like I think Binding of Isaac. I had like 82 hours in. I paid like $1 for. This is a better game than Binding of Isaac. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think anything that's over one, if
Yeah,
it's
that's
hours to dollars, anything over one, I think is worth a buy.
okay,
I agree.
all right. We already have a few votes from different people, but let's start off with where cursor.
Oh, can you share this in Discord too,
Oh yeah, sorry.
so we can see it live instead of like 10 seconds behind?
So we know no one's cheating.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
see. I want a nice clean game here.
There we go.
No blows to the groin
All
or
right,
the face.
How's that? How's that?
All right.
Perfect.
All right, so I believe that yes, Ninja recommended Human to Fall Flat. Tell us about Human to Fall Flat and why we should vote for it.
Well, I recommended the same two games that I've been recommending for like 3 months.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Human Fall Flat is it's an animated game that's meant to just be like funny, and I think it would be really fun for a bunch of us to get in the same world and all try and play together. But basically, it's just like this really clunky, like clumsy game where you try and do like rudimentary tasks, but it's hard to control your character, and it's hilarious. So, they have like a bunch of different worlds. There's a lot of potential play time there, and I don't remember how many people can play on the same world at once, but it's several. So usually we don't have like more than 4 at a time. But anyways, and then I'll just go ahead and
Sure.
give another summary of Ready or Not. The short version is it's just like we could play as a SWAT team as a group, and I think it would be hilarious.
It would be
We'd
funny.
be horrible.
Especially
We would
with
kill so many innocent people.
with my history of directions under pressure.
Yeah, the stop sign with 6 sides. What?
I love because so we were playing this game a while back called We Were Here or We Were Here Too or something like that. And there's a whole series of them. There's a new one coming out in a few days.
We're gonna play it.
We are. But there's a whole series of them, and what you do, you're two people, and you're solving a puzzle together, but you're in separate areas that you require information and things from each side, and you can't see each other's screen, and so you're just trying to describe things. So you'll end up saying things like, "All right, so there's a yellow pipe kind of stick that looks like a Christmas tree, but like it's laying on top of a rock." And you're like, "Do you see anything like that?" And you're like, "What?"
Absolutely no. 90%
So
of the
we-
game is our inability to describe things.
Yeah, so we were in some sequence where we were calling out signs to each other, and I was in a room where I was going up some stairs, but you could only progress so far. I think there were gates or something, and there was lava rising from the ground. So you had to do it on a timer. And I was describing something, and I was like, "It's a stop sign, the thing that looks like a stop sign." And he was saying, "There's nothing that's a stop sign." And I was like, "Yeah, the thing with 6 sides right there." And then there was like a silent moment and like a stop, and it was like this realization of why we hadn't been doing it. And he was like, "Stop signs have 8 sides."
We should stream us playing it live on the VGotM channel.
That's true. I'll give you the stream key.
You're about to get 6 hours of me eating cereal.
Oh man.
Is this with or without the boner cam?
Yeah, boner cam.
Who
Yeah.
gets a boner from eating cereal?
Yeah, we'll do a cereal flight with the boner cam on. And then have somebody else grading if it's gay or not.
There we go.
Like, like Cheerios, not gay.
Yeah,
you
'cause
get a
there's
couple
a
of kicks in there, all of a sudden, ding.
I mean, tricks. They're definitely gay.
Yeah, it's all tricks, bananas.
All right, I'll go next. Tribes of Midgard is a action role-playing survival game where you basically join up with your friends and you build up a base to try and prevent yourself from getting overrun by baddies. Yeah, kind of like base building and stuff like that. Yakuza Like a Dragon is a turn-based RPG based in the Yakuza area. That was MacGyver's suggestion. No Man's Sky is that horrendous game that. No.
This sounds biased.
Very biased.
Anyone who has been paying attention to video games for like more than 5 years should know about No Man's Sky, and I've heard that they've done a really good job of making it like a lot better since it launched.
It's crazy better. I've played it off and on every now and then, and
I've never
It's
tried
actually
it.
really good.
Yeah, I got it when it first came out. I was there for the great disappointment, and I mean, it's kind of crazy how much stuff they've added in now.
Yeah, so definitely more like an open world survival. DayZ is basically the gameplay loop is you're dropped off in the middle of a zombie infested Eastern European area. You have to run around and find
Supporting Ukraine.
I think it's in Ukraine, right?
I just went and give the awkward pause.
I was like, did I get disconnected?
I don't know where. I think it's in Czechoslovakia or something, but yeah, they a bunch of zombies running around, and you go and collect weapons to basically survive. It is an interesting game. Kind of spawned the idea of the survival genre. In like, well, Minecraft kind of did that, but it was DayZ also did it in a more like. Anyway, Core Keeper. I played a little bit of this with the wife. Excuse me, the wife, and it's kind of like a Terraria plus Minecraft plus Valheim. And my voice is cracking. Plus Valheim kind of game where you build a base, you explore, you go and you like fight bosses and stuff like that. It seems interesting. Rust was another recommendation of mine, and Rust is a persistent server. You log in, server's constantly going, and it's completely PvP. I think it would just be an interesting game to play with everybody, but I don't know if it would take it a whole month, because I think that people would get just frustrated and leave. So, Witherbottom, I think you recommended Elden Ring. Can you give us?
I mean, we just
Tell
we
us
just
about Elden
Tell-
Ring.
tell us
we
about
just
Elden
got
Ring.
done talking about how amazing it is, and I could tell that you guys wanted to keep playing. And I know Salty Dog and I haven't beat it yet, so it just seems like we should just keep on rolling.
But will you beat it?
I wouldn't
I
hold
mean-
your breath on that.
Eventually, someday, maybe in a couple months.
We'll just
If
do
we
this
keep-
for the
We'll
next
just
3
keep making
months.
it the game of the month.
It's game of the month every month until Witherbottom finishes.
By the end, we're like, please, God, finish it."
God will come into your world and help.
I'm
Yeah, I
still
know.
using my keyboard.
Yeah, I get on the other day with the button was like, oh man, like get these keys confused. I was like, what keys? What are you playing on?
I was using the guitar from Guitar Hero. You know,
I'm using the drum set.
I bet there's videos of that.
There is.
Someone's done it.
We could be the first, like, level 1 wretch, no damage against Melina using Guitar Hero controller.
Using a steering wheel.
Hey, there has already been several like no hit runs done.
Yep.
Beat the game without getting hit.
That's insane.
Yeah. What's
The
even
number
more
of
insane
people
is that
out there with
people did-
Asperger's is mind-blowing to me.
Oh.
Is Asperger's
There's
gay? It has ass in it.
Yes.
It has burgers though.
Yeah, that's not
that's
gay.
that's
That's
not
nice.
gay. No way.
but that goes between 2 buns.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Wow, never thought of this. Are hamburgers gay?
You're putting your ham in between two buns.
You just putting your meat in your mouth? All right, so American Truck Simulator.
Oh man.
Is American
The
Truck
unanimous
Simulator
awkward
gay?
silences tonight are amazing.
American Truck Simulator
All right.
is a simulator of American trucks where you drive on the highway and
What do you drive?
deliver trucks.
Wow.
So you get a truck and you deliver your load. Just heard it. You take. I can't think of another word besides load now.
Pay, I have another
Take your
load.
load out.
Package. What about
What are
package?
you
It's-
doing?
I'm
it's-
just like
it's
I
payload.
keep changing the word before. Like I'm gonna
It's
deliver
payload.
your load, drop your load.
It's
like
payload. Okay, it's payload.
I'm like, why can I think of no other
Cargo.
Cargo.
No, it's
no,
payload.
But no, I just keep thinking load. So anyway, you pick up your cargo and you deliver it somewhere. And the longer your route, you make more money, and and you get money to buy more trucks and employ people and grow like a truck business. I've only played it for I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 hours, I think. And I didn't get super far into the game, but I know there's a way we might have to mod it or something to do multiplayer. So we could
Nice.
all be like driving together, which I think would be awesome if we're all doing it, and then we can talk in trucker speak.
We could we could go and do
a
a
podcast is like Roger.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm a droid, but okay.
Roger, Corporal.
What's your vector, Victor?
And then World War Z. I think I recommended this one last month too, but I knew I was going to vote for Elden Ring. But World War Z is kind of like the Aliens Fireteam game we played, where it's like third person, just waves of enemies come at you, and you're defending. I think it's third person. Actually, I don't know. But it's waves of zombies, and I think it's gotten a little bit better reviews than the Aliens Fireteam did. But it's the same concept. It's like just waves and waves of zombies, and you're just kind of like firing a machine gun into a crowd.
Still a lot of zombies.
It's almost like like a tower defense type of like they're just gonna throw tons of enemies at you and you just have to kill them.
Okay. Salty Dog.
The first one I put was Baldur's Gate, and
Explain why.
it's like, what's that?
Explain why you chose Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh,
He was trying till you interrupted.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. What the
Jeez.
Jeez, pushy.
God.
fuck?
It's like
Anyways,
directing the podcast thinks he controls our lives.
Anyways, it's like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's a game. And I don't know how much else to say about it.
Dungeons and Dragons not a game.
No, it's
Am I really a
It's
level
like a
9
game
warlock?
on the computer, you know what I mean?
it's been real the whole time.
How many hours you pumped into Dungeons and Dragons this month?
Bumped into D&D.
And then next I got Red Dead Online. It's like Cowboy Simulator, I guess.
Ooh, nice.
Open world. I'm sure you've all heard of it.
Oh yeah. Played through Red Dead story several times.
And we're gonna have to try and have some. Actually, we're all just gonna simultaneously talk in Dutch's voice.
I have a plan.
I have a plan. We all have a plan.
Arthur.
Arthur.
My dog's gonna get so confused. Because I'll just be up here the whole month being like, Arthur, Arthur.
Not that you have a dog named Arthur.
Not that
Oh,
the dog's
Monster
named
Dog.
Arthur.
Oh.
That's his screen name.
All right. I guess I will go first. I'm going to do a first place vote for Tribes of Midgard.
Self-serving.
Mm-hmm. I'll do a second place for Ready or Not.
Wow.
Oh, this should be a 1. I will do a third place for American Truck Simulator. A fourth place for Core Keeper, and I'll do a 5th place for Elden Ring.
Ah.
Wow.
Angry, you're up.
All right. Let's see. First place, Ready or Not.
Wow.
Yeah, I also think it would be fun. Let's do 2 Tribes of Midgard. 3 World War Z. 4 No Man's Sky. And 5 Red Dead Online.
Excellent choices. Ninja.
All right. I'm also going to do 1 Ready for Not. Nope. Ready or Not. And 2 for Tribes of Midgard. And then I'll do 3 Human Fall Flat. 4 I will do Red Dead Online. And 5 I'll do, I don't know. I want to play all these games is the problem.
Right.
5 I'll do Yakuza.
Salty Dog.
All right. I'm gonna do 1 Baldur's Gate.
Did you already vote? Like you did?
No.
Yeah, you did.
Damn it.
Very convincing, though.
No, it was.
Your tone definitely didn't go right.
We're definitely taking you to a casino.
Well, shit.
It's like you're lying to your parents.
No.
Yeah. Did you drink all the beer in the fridge? No.
All right. So,
Well.
okay. So Ski Freely, Chief, and Salty Dog have already voted. All right, with the bottom. Sorry, Salty.
I have to go 1 for Elden Ring, otherwise I'm not going to beat it.
Oh, I said I
This is
meant
what's
to do a
gonna
4
shoot
for
the
Elden. I thought I did a 4 for Elden Ring. Or did I do a 5?
You did 5.
You
Okay,
did 5.
that's what it was.
Oh.
'Cause I did a 4 for American Truck Simulator.
I'll do 2 for Baldur's Gate. 3 Ready or Not. 4 Red Dead Online. And 5 Human Fall Flat.
Drum roll, please. Oh, I think we know which one.
Can I change my vote?
I mean, I know what
It's
I'm going to
Elden
be
Ring.
playing.
Yeah. We counted backwards this time.
That's an interesting
When you
idea.
say, can you change your vote? What do you mean, Salty?
I was going to replace my first place to Red Dead Online.
From Baldur's Gate?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
There we go.
where'd it go?
And it is Red Dead
Red
Online.
Ooh, at the end.
Wow.
Let's
Oh,
go.
wow. Someone was counting.
He was reading the numbers.
He was reading the numbers. I think it should be ready or not.
It's okay. Just yank my hopes and dreams out from underneath me. That's cool.
All right.
Wait, can I change my vote?
Sure.
I think I had a number 4 for Red Dead Online. I think I'm going to change that.
To Ready
Do
or
it.
Not.
I could also
There we
change
go.
mine.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Shit.
Well, I could be tied now.
Oh, shoot. Look at that.
Oh,
Wow.
This was a rigged month, but I'm happy about it.
That was a roller coaster.
Man, this was like, just a second phase to a boss.
I beat it. Oh, shit.
I won. Ah, fine.
Would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
That's right. Oh, man. Well,
All right.
I think this is,
Buying Ready or Not right now.
yeah, this has been VGotM.
Ready or not.
Peace.